Everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with all of you a stock that is about to make a crazy move tomorrow. And why y'all should keep it on your watch list. I'm also going to be doing an update on some of the stocks that I've mentioned in the past videos. Alright, y'all, before we begin, again, do not forget to annihilate the like button on your way in. And also don't forget to click on that subscribe button if you are new to the channel, right? So let's get right into it. Right off the bat, we got the SPY. And in the last video, I told you guys that there may be a very small dead cat bounce. Unfortunately, I was very wrong about that. It didn't happen. I was bullish going into it today, despite the fact that the futures were down bad on Sunday, right? But it opened up nicely, and things were looking good. Things were looking great until this happened, right? Let me zoom into this parts right over here. All right, until this happened, it was looking really good. There was this thing setting up pre-market, right? And then the market opened, and then the momentum started happening when buyers started stepping in. So everything was cool until 9:40 a.m. This right here is when the entire momentum started to shift. This breakout was not very strong. It didn't really hold any weight. It didn't continue all the way up to 375 like I would have liked. And unfortunately, this thing collapsed, right? Now, am I 24 hours too early? Again, for those of you who have been watching the channel, there's been some times where when that's happened, I tell y'all the market's gonna go one way and it takes a sweet time before actually getting there, right? Or or is the downtrend not done quite yet? At this point, it's incredibly difficult for me to tell you which way we're gonna go because we're so close to a critical level, right? Like that line right here, that white line at 363.9 for the SPY did not get touched yet. We got really close on Friday, right? And then buyers stepped in. And then today there was a spike, but then again it dropped again. But it didn't quite touch it. So I don't know. Unfortunately, I don't know. So I would say day trading is preferred and individual stocks. Setups on individual stocks is much more, I guess, preferred. But what I'm trying to say is focus on the setup on the stock itself without the influence of what the indices might do. Right, most of the time when a SPY moves one way, the majority of stocks are gonna move that way as well. But I think individual stocks may do their own thing depending on what setup has shown up. All right, now let's look at the VIX because the VIX did something that I thought was a bit weird. Let's look at the VIX. So in the last video, I told y'all that I was expecting the VIX to open up a little bit above $30. All right, which it did, even though the market recovered pre-market. Like it wasn't down negative 0.70, it was only down by negative 0.15, and yet the VIX opened up at 3170. All right, I thought it was going to fade. I really, really did. And it did fade all the way down, but it didn't fade down to $28 or 27.50 like I told y'all in the last video. So for this one, I was off by $1. And then everything just started picking up with the VIX. The market started selling off. So looking at it big picture, if you just zoom out and look at this thing big picture, obviously um, this bullish pennant that I was watching for a very long time. Again, we've been talking about this, dropping some hint in there throughout the past videos about that $32 level getting tested at some point. Now that we're here, are we going to just break out of there, right? If that happens with the VIX, If it opens up at $33, massive panic will ensue in the markets, and then there will be a massive spike, and the market crash will get even worse. All right, so it's very difficult for me to tell you exactly where we're leaning. So we're going to look at individual stocks now. The stock that I want y'all to keep on your watch list for tomorrow is actually one of the stocks that somebody mentioned in the comments. I saw that today. That stock is Plug. All right, and we're going to look at Plug because the setup is very simple, and it looks like there is money to be made on here. So first and foremost, massive run by Plug over here from $15 all the way up to $30, which is a previous level of resistance. There are some FOMO buyers over here, right, looking to unload. They waited a very long time, and when they got that second chance, they dumped their shares and causing one, two, and then three rejections right there. All right. So if you zoom into that part, there is a head and shoulders on there. We got the left shoulder, head, and right shoulder. Started breaking down with the overall market. And the neckline, this one, the neckline broke very cleanly at exactly $25. And this, I believe, was on Thursday. The breakdown happened, and then on Friday it continued, and today it continued even more. Right now, the momentum and the trend for this specific stock is bearish, along with other energy stocks. All right, so how fast is it going to get all the way down to fill this gap at $17? I don't know yet. We know that eventually it will fill it, right? But the challenge is predicting what's going to happen tomorrow, right? Will tomorrow be green, where the very short term traders and the day traders would be, who are bullish, would make money, or will the market be red, and will we continue lower? That's the difficult part, predicting the color and the direction of each candle as we're falling lower. Eventually it's going to drop to $17, but will it piss some people off by doing something like this and like this before we fall all the way down, right? Eventually we're gonna collapse. So watch this one. There may be some day trading opportunities in between these candles, right? The contracts on Plug are decent. They're pretty good. Like they got some good volume on there. The spread is nice, especially on the weekly. The volume is also decent, like about 500 on the open interest and the volume. So it's a good one to trade. But big picture, again, keep the big picture in mind. Eventually, we're gonna get down to $17. So that's the stock that's about to make a massive move down. Now, speaking of massive move, I made a video last week about a stock that I told y'all will make a massive move. So we're gonna do an update on it today, and that stock is Roku. And for those of y'all who watched that video and who are making bank on Roku, it's still behaving. The structure is still there. It's still very clean, right? You see the descending triangle? We got that one. It broke down right here on Thursday. And then I made that video for y'all to tell y'all that it was going to drop to $55. It didn't drop to $55 on Friday like I told y'all it would, but it's slowly, maturely making its way there. The structure is clean. I don't have any opposition on any reasons for me to be bullish on the stock so soon because it's behaving, right? Red candle, red candle, red candle. If tomorrow the futures goes from positive 0.73 to like negative 0.01, then the perspective can be very different. And if the VIX also opens higher, then fear is gonna kick into the market, and things are are going to collapse. All right, and if that happens, then we can see Roku finally get into that 55 and maybe even lower, just like I told y'all in that video. So if you're still short in this one, my thoughts and opinions on it are exactly the same. Now, the stock that I want to address, I guess it's an update. It's one of the stock that you guys asked about. Is SAVA. Let's check out what's going on with SAVA. All right. So SAVA. After looking at it for a while, right? The structure is right there. It was an ascending triangle. The breakout was very nice, right? This right here is very nasty for people who are overly greedy, especially when the contracts that expire on Friday went up. I believe this is an easy 20x gains on the YOLO calls, right? When there's massive moves like that, this should serve as a very important lesson to take money off the table and not to chase after massive days like this. I told you why I wasn't comfortable chasing it at those highs. And yes, I was keeping my eye on it for potential opportunities to the upside. And then this happened, right? So right now it's just playing the long game. It's just going to be chilling in here, right? Grinding slowly all the way up to 50 again, and then maybe we might see that $68 being hit. All right, they may have something in the pipeline. They may have magical unicorn news that they could announce. Right, the volume is decent. I'm watching it. All right, so I'm leaning bullish on this one. So watch this stock for a potential bullish structure intraday within the next few days. So that's my very honest opinion on that one, and that is the end of the video. Again, do not forget to annihilate the like button for the YouTube algorithm. As always, helps the channel a lot and allows more people to get this knowledge as well. Also, if you are new to the channel and you haven't done so already, definitely click on subscribe and click on the notification bell along with all notifications. That way you don't miss out on future uploads. If you'd like to be part of a private Discord community where you can get all of this information in real time as I see them, you can find that as the first link in the description of the video below. If you haven't added me on social media yet, you can find me at NGumah and PATTERNOLOGY LAB on Instagram and on Twitter. And lastly, if all of this is brand new to you, if you're interested in getting started in the stock market, there's some basic step-by-step directions in the description of the video below. Step 1 to step 3. It only takes about 10 to 15 minutes for you to have all the tools you need to start trading immediately. You can also get some free stocks after signing up with Webull using the third link in the description of the video below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is NGumah with PATTERNOLOGY LAB, where we trade patterns and patterns only. And I will see all of you in the next video.